What's up, March Book Haul? My name's Epic Reads, and you're watching Michael.
No.
I messed up. What's up, everyone? My name's Michael from Team Epic Reads, and on YouTube is Michael Booklion, and you're watching the Epic Reads March Book Haul. So as per usual, we're going to start off this video with some of the amazing reads that I've been reading this past month, and we've got, this one hand is empty, but in it it's supposed to be the cover of Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I just didn't have a hardcover copy of it on me. Oh, hey, look, there it is. And the other is Three Dot Crowns by Kendara Blake. So first up, we have Three Dot Crowns, and this is just this amazing fantasy series set in a world where there are three sisters born to be queen, and they're a set of triplets, and only one of them can truly rule. So on their 16th year of life, they enter into a battle to the death to see who will become the true queen. It's super epic, and they each have different powers and abilities in order to win this competition. So like one of them can ingest poisons, and another one can control the elements, and the third can control nature. And it's just you sort of get to know them and these areas that they've been living in, and you have to figure out who you want to win. And it's really hard to choose just one because they're all so complex and amazing characters. And they also figure out if they want to win, because doing so would mean killing these sisters that they were born with. And it's just epic. It's epic. And the ending was just amazing, and I immediately went on to read the second book because I needed to know what happened next, and I think that tells you that it was a really good book. And then next up, we have Scythe by Neil Shusterman, and this was a utopian/dystopian, mostly dystopian book set in a world where this artificial intelligence rules over everything, and it's come up with the cure to cancer and diseases, and it stopped crimes, and so there's no natural way to die. If you die, you can be resurrected. And instead, there's this group of people that were chosen to be Scythes. And what they do is they go around deciding who needs to die and who can continue living, because the population can't just grow endlessly. And so these two characters are chosen to be Scythe's apprentice, and at first they're like, no thank you, I don't want to kill people. But then they realize the importance of it, and they sort of enter into this political competition to figure out who it's going to be, and there's just so much that goes on behind the scenes. It's also insanity, and this book was really good. I read two amazing books again this month. So now we're on to the book haul portion of the video, and I don't know if you guys were paying attention, but March 6th was lit for book releases. There were so many amazing books that came out that day that I couldn't keep track, but I'm gonna just jump into some books that came out this month now. So the first book we have here is Restore Me by Taha Mafi. This is the fourth book in the world of Shatter Me, but also the first book in a new trilogy, and I can't line this up with my face, but I wish my eye was that color, wow. And this follows a character named Juliet whose touch is lethal, and that's impacted her life in a lot of ways. It's gotten her imprisoned, it's given her a lot of issues with her family, and there's a lot of internal dialogue, there's a lot of action in this series. I'm not gonna say any more because spoilers, but definitely get on the Shatter Me train if you aren't already. Again, if you aren't, where have you been, bro? And the next book we have here is The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo, which just, by the way, has an amazing wraparound cover. And this is a story actually told in poetry about a girl who has a lot of frustrations in her life. She's grown up living in Harlem. Her mom's super religious and she doesn't fully understand it. And so she's very fierce and snarky, and she's got a lot of personality, and she discovers her school's slam poetry club, and she realizes that it's a way to express all of the things that she's been feeling, and through poetry she sort of realizes who she is and her place in the world, and like that she has a voice and she can say these things she's been feeling. She doesn't need to bottle them up and be frustrated about them. And that's just an amazing thing to realize, and it's also just such an amazing book and an amazing cover, and I just, again, what did we do to deserve this? Can you guys imagine what it would be like to be related to famed detective duo Sherlock and Watson? Oh, you can't? What else is that? Oh, that's a really weird question. Well, Charlotte and Jamie can. This follows two characters, Charlotte and Jamie, who are distant relatives of the famed detective duo, and they themselves end up at the same school and realize that they have this connection, and in the end have to end up solving mysteries together. And I love me a good mystery series. This is the third book in the series, and it's another train that you should get on if you haven't so far, because it's really great and cute, but also sometimes spooky. So the next book I have here is Mistress by Audrey Colhurst, and this is set in the same world as Of Fire and Stars and follows a girl named Asra who can dictate the future by writing in her blood, which is a painful skill, it sounds like, to have. And the girl she loves, Aina, who can take on the form of a dangerous dragon. And Aina goes on a journey to kill a king she blames for her whole family's death, except it was actually kind of Asra's fault on accidents that her family died. And I can genuinely say I've never been in a relationship that complicated, so I feel bad for them, but feel kind of better about myself. Yeah, this is an epic fantasy. So the next thing we have here is The Final Six by Alexandra Monir, and this is a sci-fi novel set in the near future where the world has been destroyed by climate change. Sorry there, I got lost in fear for a second. This follows an Italian championship swimmer and a science genius who thinks something darker might be going on that enter into this competition to be one of 6 teens who will be set into outer space to find a new planet to colonize and live on, and they quickly learn that things are darker than they even thought. And then next we have Here So Far Away by Hadley Dyer. This is a contemporary novel that follows a cop's daughter who finds her life sort of upside down when her dad gets hurt on the job, and then she finds herself falling in love with an older man, and she knows that it's not the best idea, but she can't help falling deeper in love with him, and in the process is sort of losing herself, and with everything going on, she has to find a way back to who she was and make things right again. And then finally from Harper this month, we have The Midnights by Sarah Nicole Smetana, and this is a book set in Southern California that follows a girl who is the daughter of a former rock star, and one day her dad just unexpectedly passes away and she's left reeling, and her and her family move, and in the process she realizes that this is a chance to reinvent herself. She doesn't have to live in the shadow of her family members, and so she tries to be this cool, hip rock girl and she starts a band, but she wonders how long she can keep up this charade for, and learns that other people keep secrets in their lives too. And it just sounds really touching, and the cover's just aesthetic goals. Like, she's cooler than I'll ever be, so it's fine. And finally, I want to talk about some of the books we got from other publishers this month. Book Shimmy, they're not even in frame. There they are. I'm not good at this. So the first book we've got here is Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody, and this follows a girl whose mother goes missing, and so she has to travel to the City of Sin, which I think suspiciously sounds like a fantasy Las Vegas. Yes, please. And she has to team up with a mysterious guy, and there's casinos, and there's mafia, and there's gambling, and there's scams, and it just sounds really cool. Like, I haven't been to Vegas since I was like 5 years old, so I'm gonna take a trip there soon. And then last but not least, we have this beautiful brick of a book, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, and this is the first book in a new fantasy series, and I don't know if you've heard about it before, but I've seen it all over the place. I think the author was on Good Morning America the other day, and I've heard nothing but the most amazing things about it, and so I am so excited to dive into this. I am excited to dive into every single one of the books I've listed recently. Do you guys have that problem? There's too many books and just not enough time to read them? Oh, book nerd problems. So that was the March Epic Reads book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below with your favorite read from the past month, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye-bye. I still can't get that book shimmy right.